Hi guys, this is David, and I'm coming to you today to talk about something that is very important, something that will impact all of us. Something I'm just kind of speaking from the heart today. I don't have a script, I don't have anything else like that. Just something that is in the news and something that I think is very important that we should all be aware of. Something that's happening to me on the other side of the world over in China, but something that could just as easily happen here. You don't really have to go very far to find some news stories talking about the way that China is controlling its populace. If we go over here, and I have this brought up right there, let's see if I can't bring this up. There we go. So there is an article, this was released not that long ago, where China is controlling the amount of time that young people or people under 18 can play video games. And it's only 3 hours a week and only on the weekends. This came out back in August, and that's a problem. That's definitely a problem, because it's basically saying that playing video games is inherently bad. This is policing your leisure time. There's no reason for this. There is no difference between playing a video game or sitting down and watching football or watching TV or even reading a book, especially if you play something like a JRPG where there is a lot of reading involved. Me personally, growing up, I had a lot of problems learning how to read. I had major issues at school. I had vision issues. I had to wear these bifocal glasses. I couldn't see the board. It really impacted the way that how long it took me to read, and actually learning how to read at home by playing things like Dragon Warrior or Final Fantasy was really the way that I learned how to read. So I think that they're doing themselves a disservice by instituting this policy right here. But it's actually gotten even worse than that, because their latest policy, now this came out 3 days ago it looks like, is that China is now to ban video games featuring same-sex relationships, effeminate men, and moral choices. To me, representation really matters. I remember whenever I was a kid, there were no gay people in video games. There weren't really even gay people on TV. And if they were on TV, they weren't represented in a good light. They were a butt of a joke, or they were, the bad guy or something like that. And it's just kind of sad to see this happening right here. It says here that video games must not be viewed as pure entertainment, and they should instead convey a correct set of moral values. But who's to say what the correct values are? This is just very scary, especially because it says that if there are any effeminate males in a game, that the game should not be approved for release in China. China has the world's biggest population. It has like 1.4 billion people. So if a game company can't sell their game in the world's biggest market, they're probably not going to create those types of games. So, I mean, we can look at JRPGs. We're not blind. We know that there's some effeminate men in JRPGs. So I'm afraid that Japan will quit creating games like this, and then we won't be able to see games like that because they won't be able to sell them in China. It's also, it says right here, if the regulators can't tell a character's gender immediately, the setting of the character should be considered problematic and red flags will be raised, so then they shouldn't be released. Then it says that games that allow players to make moral choices between good and evil should also not be approved. Like, this has JRPG or even Western RPGs written all over it with morality and all this. This is really a very scary time for them to be policing leisure time, for them to be policing what sorts of characters are in our games, what the storyline is in the games. It's just very scary, and we need to support our our brothers and sisters over in China and let this and let it be known that this is not something that is good or not something that we should tolerate. This is not good at all, and it's actually a pretty scary thing. I was looking at articles about this over the last couple of days and wondering if maybe I should make a video about it, especially about this 3 hours a week thing. I was thinking about that, waffling about that back and forth, but then whenever I saw this, I was like, wow, they're really going too far here. This is something that we shouldn't tolerate. This is something that's terrible. Whenever I was a kid, and I talked about this a little bit before, I want to say the first time that I really saw a gay character on even just TV was probably like Dawson's Creek or Will and Grace, and that was groundbreaking at the time, watching Jack's coming out story on Dawson's Creek, and watching Will and Grace and all that kind of stuff. And I never saw any kind of gay men on video games. I think the first time that I saw a gay guy on a video game was probably the Honeybee Inn in Final Fantasy VII, and even there they weren't exactly put in the best light right there. And I'm looking right here. China recently banned sissy, effeminate men from TV even. Like, this is bad. This is really bad. This is 1/7 of a world population. And it's just, this is not good. This is not good. And again, I'm sorry I don't really have a good script for this. I'm just coming from my heart right here to let you know what I feel about this, and just to bring this out there, so to make this more well known. I don't know how many of you followed the news or knew about this, but this is really bad. I was also talking to people on my Discord server, and they were saying, hey, there's this company called Tencent in China, which is essentially the entertainment company of China, or the entertainment arm of China, and that Tencent company has its hand in every pot. Not only do they regulate media and entertainment and video games over in China, but they also have hand in Western media as well. Western video games, Western movies and television. China really is getting, it's definitely growing as a country, and as they're growing, they're getting more and more influential. So what you might think right now is only affecting China and it's never going to affect you, eventually it will. Eventually it will come out, and it will come here, and it will start affecting more Western forms of entertainment, be it our TV, our movies, or even our video games. So this is a very important topic. This is something that we all need to keep on top of, to keep abreast of, because this is scary, scary times. Thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you for hearing me out. Thank you for hearing me just kind of ramble on about this topic, but it is, again, near and dear to my heart. And research it, think about it, and have a good day.